Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Zaid, and today we're diving deep into a story that's as perplexing as it is heartbreaking. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our true crime stories. Alright, let's get into it. Let's set the stage. Picture this, a quaint neighborhood in North Raleigh, North Carolina. Tree-lined streets, kids playing in the yards, and the smell of dinner wafting through the air. It's the kind of place where everyone knows your name, and you'd never expect anything sinister to happen. But as we all know, appearances can be deceiving. In this seemingly perfect community lived three individuals who were as close as family. I'm talking about Jonathan Broyhill, Nation Hahn, and Jamie Hahn. These three had a friendship that most people only dream of. Jonathan, or John as his friends called him, had known Nation, often referred to as Nate, since they were kids. They went to the same church, attended the same camps, and shared countless memories. Fast forward to adulthood, and Nate marries Jamie, a vibrant and ambitious woman. And who's the best man at their wedding? You guessed it, Jonathan. But here's where the story takes a dark turn. You see, friendships like these are built on trust, love, and mutual respect. But what happens when one of these pillars starts to crack? What happens when the trust you've placed in someone for years starts to waver? As the saying goes, even salt looks like sugar. So, as we delve into this story, keep that in mind. Because what seemed like a perfect friendship was actually a ticking time bomb, waiting to explode. And when it did, it shattered lives and left a community in shock. Are you intrigued yet? Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. Now, let's fast forward to 2013. By this time, Jamie had already established herself as a successful entrepreneur with her political consultancy firm, Sky Blue Strategies. And who better to bring on board than her husband's best friend, John? But here's where the cracks start to appear. As spring approached, John found himself without a job. Sky Blue Strategies was going through some financial difficulties, and Jamie had no choice but to let him go. But being the compassionate person she was, Jamie didn't just leave him high and dry. She took it upon herself to help John find another job. She was sending out resumes, setting up interviews, doing everything she could to help him land on his feet. But that's not all. John was also facing health issues. His condition was deteriorating, and medical appointments became a regular part of his life. And guess who was there, driving him to every doctor's appointment? Jamie. She was more than just a friend, she was a lifeline. But here's the thing, folks. While Jamie was going above and beyond to help John, little did she know that she was pulling a thread that would eventually unravel the entire fabric of their lives. So, as you're listening to this, you might be thinking, wow, Jamie sounds like an angel. And you're not wrong. But sometimes, even angels can find themselves in the company of demons. Okay, guys, brace yourselves. We've reached the point in our story where everything changes. It's a quiet evening in April 2013. The kind of night where families are settling down for dinner and kids are finishing up their homework. But in the Hahn household, something unimaginable is about to happen. Something so shocking that it would leave even seasoned law enforcement officers speechless. Imagine this. Police cars and ambulances rushing down those same tree-lined streets we talked about earlier. Neighbors peering out of their windows, their faces etched with concern and disbelief. As law enforcement enters the Hahn residence, they're met with a scene straight out of a horror movie. Blood splattered on the walls, an 8-inch kitchen knife lying on the floor, and a sense of dread so thick you could cut it with that same knife. All three friends, John, Nate, and Jamie, are rushed to the hospital. But the questions are just beginning to surface. What on earth happened in that house? What led to this gruesome scene? And most importantly, why? Why did it come to this? Trust me, you're not going to believe the answers. And as we peel back the layers of this tragic story, you'll find yourself questioning not just the characters involved but maybe even your own understanding of friendship and trust. The police were just as baffled as everyone else, and they had a case to solve. So, they started where all good investigations start, the crime scene and the people closest to Jamie. Forensic experts scoured the Hahn residence, collecting evidence that would later prove crucial in the case against John. Fingerprints, DNA samples, and of course, the 8-inch kitchen knife that became the grim centerpiece of this tragedy. But the real bombshells came when investigators started looking into John's life. It turns out, he had been living a lie, financial irregularities, fabricated stories, and a web of deceit that even his closest friends couldn't have imagined. And what about Nate? How was he coping with the loss of his wife and the betrayal of his best friend? As you can imagine, he was devastated, but he also became a crucial part of solving this puzzle. Interviews, interrogations, and court hearings followed. And with each new revelation, the community's collective heart broke a little more. The case was no longer just a local tragedy. It became a cautionary tale that made headlines nationwide. Alright, guys. We've reached the end of this twisted journey, and it's time to unveil the shocking conclusion that left everyone stunned. After a grueling investigation and a trial that gripped the nation, John was found guilty of first-degree murder. The evidence was overwhelming, and the jury didn't take long to reach their verdict. But even with justice served, the emotional scars remain. Nate, who lost his wife and best friend in the most tragic way, has been trying to rebuild his life. and the community. They've been left to grapple with the harsh reality that sometimes the monsters we fear are closer than we think. So, what's the takeaway from this harrowing tale? It serves as a chilling reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that we never truly know what someone is capable of until it's too late. As we wrap up, I want you to think about the friendships and relationships in your own life. Cherish the genuine ones, but also be cautious, because as this story has shown us, even salt looks like sugar. Thank you for joining me on this emotional roller coaster. If you found this story as gripping as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more true crime stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Until next time, stay safe and keep questioning the world around you. This is Dade, signing off.